You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys. Good morning. Well, mobile studio today. I am road bound, headed to the bank on Highway 96. Do a little bit of podcasting road show today. I wanted to talk about some things that I think are not oftenly talked about in the green industry or really in self-employment in general, but I think could actually pay some big dividends for you guys with not a lot of investment or effort. This is just some low-hanging fruit, something I've been thinking about the last couple of weeks and even months. Wanted to talk about how you project yourself, how do you present yourself, your appearance, talking about dressing nicer, speaking better, just how you're perceived, maybe even in the marketplace. Long story short, this week, going into Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024, we got about 275 people coming on up. Going to be a phenomenal time. We are pretty much ready to rock and roll. I mean, making final touches, stuff in the last minute, swag bags, getting the decorations ready. A lot going on, as you guys can imagine. Just had our pre-con meeting here on Monday, which means pre-conference meeting. So pretty much all systems go, and we're super, super pumped about the event. Well, this last couple of days, actually on the weekend, my wife and I went to the mall. It's the first time I've been to the mall probably this year. Not a big mall goer, if you will. I had to pick up some new clothes. Liz wanted to pick up some new shoes because even though if you have 30 pairs of shoes to wear for a lady, more than likely they don't have anything to wear. Now, I actually heard Caleb Allman say, when a guy says he has nothing to wear, he means nothing's clean. When a woman says she has nothing to wear, it means that she doesn't have anything she likes. And that's totally fine, totally fair. So any of you ladies out there, or any of you guys that have a lady friend or a wife, you know that anytime there's a event, a conference, a wedding, a bridal shower, almost anytime, any place, it's a good excuse for the ladies to go do a little retail therapy, and God bless them. They need it. They should get it, and they should get whatever they want, in my opinion, because the amount of stuff that we put them all through, at least my wife, I think she's deserving of everything she has and that much more. So a couple $100 here or there is a good investment. But long story short, this last couple of days, we've actually been talking about how as Liz and I move into our home this Sunday forward, we should be taking delivery of our home. Praise the Lord. Super pumped about that. All of my clothes have been in, 2 foot by 2 foot, 5 foot tall moving boxes, like dress clothes or just garment clothes boxes from Home Depot. All of our stuff is in the barn. All of our stuff is probably covered in dust, covered in cobwebs, probably have a couple little crazy 6 and 8 leg critters crawling all over them at this point. And so that regard, Liz and I were like, look, we need to get some new clothes. Not only is all of our old stuff dated, weathered, tattered. I literally am the guy that wears jeans and a free t-shirt that I get from some of the companies. Literally as I wear this or do this podcast, I'm wearing an Arctic, either my Arctic t-shirt or my Metal Plus t-shirt. I forget. I got them from Sima. That's what came back from the clothes washing people, the laundry service that we have for like $75 a week. I know, just living like the 1% over here. But usually I just wear free t-shirts and jeans. Well, I told Liz, I said, now that we're moving into the house, we really want to work on our image, our self-image, how we act, how we present. Nothing stuffy or, brown nosing, nothing fake it till you make it, nothing like that. It's just, we want to elevate our appearance for ourselves. Because, when you wear nicer clothes and look better, feel better, present better, you just feel better about yourself. But then number two, the way you present yourself in the marketplace, like people absolutely treat you differently, whether you like it or not, based on how you look. And whether, you like that message or you don't like that message, I'm apologies. I'm not here to really fight you on that or argue with you on it. I'm just telling you straight up, this is what I'm doing, and I know it to be true for myself. Well, this last weekend, Liz and I went to the mall, picked up like a couple of shirts at Nordstrom, and where else did we go? I think Liz picked up some shoes from Macy's or whatever it was, like nothing crazy, just the basics, right? And, again, I have no nice clothes. Everything that I do have is, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. It's weathered, it's tattered. But I knew like one day we'd be moving into a home, a nicer home that we wanted to build. And I said, when we have our home, I want to redo my wardrobe. Now, it's not like I'm going out to Johnston & Murphy or Travis Matthew and dropping $5,000. I'd love to do that. But, I'm going to invest as I go, a grand here, a grand there, get some shirts, some jeans, and some sweaters, and just try to look a little bit nicer moving forward. Now, here's the deal. I know some of you guys might be thinking, well, Brian, we cut grass all day. You're a contractor. Like, it's work boots. You got your Bruns or your Cujos. You've got your jeans, and you've got your hoodie that probably has a bunch of rips in it. Yes, I understand where you're coming from. And yes, that's true. Like when I'm in the field, that's what I'm going to be looking like. But as we move forward in our company, I'm going to be wearing a little bit more of a +1. And that's just really what I want to talk about today. I'm not saying +2. I'm not saying +3. I'm not a landscaper wearing Canali suits. Okay. I think there's enough folks already out there fitting that mold. But real talk, I'm not about that life. And I try to keep it grounded. But for us personally, I do think there's a lot of merit to wearing nicer shoes, like some brown shoes, some sneaker dress shoes. Guys know what I'm talking about. The Travis Matthews, the Johnston Murphys, all these guys have all these great, sneaker kind of shoes / golf course type shoes. It's kind of smart casual, right? Whether you're wearing khakis or chinos or, a khaki pant. And then if you're wearing a button front with a vest, or you're wearing a button front with a sweater, right? Just a little bit of an elevated look. And that's the look that I want to start presenting and projecting from myself, from my own self-image. That's how I look and that's how I feel. That's how I want to look, right? And so the point of this is twofold. I want to present better, and I also want to be received better in the marketplace. Now, I will tell you honestly, like you don't have to go spend $2,000 to be taken serious. It's nothing like that. That's not my point. My point is you just feel better. You just feel more confident. You just look the part of a business owner versus looking like the part of a foreman or a crew member or a team member when you're rushing from bid to bid or going on site and looking at a property. I've heard many people say, like over the years, like they used to bring a fresh pair of pants or at least a fresh changed shirt or even like the company polo after they were in the field all day, and then go do a bid, maybe wash their face really quick or just, hit a splash with some water, do their hair for a hot second. You're dripping greasy sweat all day. For the love of God, just throw in some pomade for 10 seconds and, bring your clipboard or your iPad and, walk around with the person at 6, 7, 8 p.m. at night as you're doing some company bids, right? Well, like there is a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of merit to that. And it's just something that I want to encourage you guys to maybe evaluate in your business, maybe where you're at and where you're going, is to dress +1. Now, again, when you're in the field digging ditches and landscaping, pavers, the slinging mulch, cutting grass, like folks, look, trust me, I'm in my Cujos, my Cujo pants, my red shirt, getting sweaty, greasy, just like everybody else. But like, I don't want to go to a commercial bid, talk to an office manager who's responsible for a $20,000 to $40,000 lawn and snow bid and contract. And although like it might be acceptable for me to go on in there looking like that, it's just not what they're hoping probably walks in their front door. They're looking for a salesperson. They're looking for an account manager. They're looking for an owner of a company, not just somebody from the field. Even if you're owner operator or if you're doing, $1 million, you got 7, 8 guys, like that's just not what they're expecting to walk in the door. And although you can say, well, that's just what we look like. That's just what I'm doing. I'm busy. That's fine. But if somebody like Sam Rankin with Edge Outdoor walks in, who's got his little short flood pant, chinos. Shout out to Sam. I love Sam, by the way. Love his attire. He looks like he popped out of a Travis Matthew catalog. And he walks in there with an iPad and a beautiful logo, beautiful iPad, beautiful looking outfit, just looking dapper. And you walk in with grunt work boots, cargos from Carhartt, and a hoodie that's got the pocket ripped open, and because you're just doing some tree work. Which guy do you think that office manager is going to feel more comfortable going with? Which person do you think that person is going to refer to their boss to find a decision to go with a different company or service provider, right? And so hate it or like it, fair or not, whether you agree with it or not, or if you're mature enough to like understand where I'm coming from on this. I'm just saying there is a lot of truth and a lot of merit to just looking and presenting +1. In fact, I actually heard a gentleman say, anywhere you go there +1. So if you are going to a house party, right, and you know everybody's going to be there in jeans and a tee, wear jeans and a button front. And if you need to, you can always take the button front off. If you're going to church and it's a Christian, non-denominational, you know, all that mess, that's fine. And everybody's there in jeans and a t-shirt, throw in jeans, a t-shirt, and just a casual sport coat or blazer. You know, do you need to suit it up? No, not necessarily. If it's a casual, you know, non-Christian denominational church, probably not. You probably, two people are going to be there in suits. Probably the speaker and then the head pastor. Maybe he's the same guy, right? But if you're going to, you know, any business function, right? If everybody's going to be wearing suits, wear suits and a vest, right? Or at least wear suits and have a cuffed shirt that has, what's it called? The collar links, cuff links, if that makes sense. Like anywhere you're going, try to dress as a little bit more of a +1. Again, it doesn't mean you're better than anybody. It just means you look a little bit more exceptional, a little bit more smart, a little bit more intentional, right? Where people like today don't wear watches because, hey, my phone's in my pocket. Well, I understand that your, you know, phone in your pocket has your the time on it. But when I see somebody with a watch, I think that they're a little bit more apt to, what's the best way to say it? I think they're a little bit more detail oriented. I feel like they care about image and results. These are just some like kind of things I resonate with folks that wear watches. And by the way, if they're wearing a sport watch, if they're wearing a luxury brand watch, or if they're wearing a Apple iWatch or whatever it might be called, I even know that there's different focuses or priorities or personality types probably with what they're wearing for watches, right? So it's like anywhere you go, I would just give you guys some encouragement to maybe dress as a +1. And also, let me just kind of hit a couple other thoughts that I had while I was just driving, just parked here at the bank. But number 2, let's talk about clean cars. Okay, wash your freaking cars, inside and out. There should be a weekly, if not at best a monthly, but it should be a weekly task or obligation for you and your company and your crews. I don't care if you have a team of 10 and 10 trucks, or you and just owner-operator, wash the exterior of your truck once a week, wash the interior of your truck. It's $10 well spent on the exterior, and most gas stations or car washes these days have free vacuum cleaners to wash or wipe down the interior. Get your car professionally detailed twice a year. One in the spring before the spring rush after winter, and again, once in November, December after fall, and the summer lawn care season before you go into winter. It's $150 to $200. It's the best money well spent, and it'll keep your trucks looking clean. All of our trucks go in for a spring and a fall detail. It's just something that I picked up from my mom along the way when she was a single mom, broke as hell, you know, 3 kids, eating everything that, you know, was in the pantry, never had a dime to our name, no nice anythings. But my mom still, even when she was broke or poor, still tried to at least not, quote unquote, look the part, right? And I don't know if that's politically correct way to say it, and I don't really care, but she at least knew to get the cars cleaned a couple times a year. So that way we were at least +1 or at baseline when anybody else who's just broke just says, I'm a victim, I'm broke, like I'm a loser, I can't have clean cars inside or out. Like, no, dude. Yes, you can. You can still take pride in what you do. So number 1, just dress a little bit nicer, guys. Let's elevate our appearance. Just +1 it. Wear some khaki pants and some brown shoes on the next bid. Maybe throw on a bomber jacket, you know, something looking good. If you need help with any of this, there's a lot of services. Go to Nordstrom. Go to these online like boxes that get sent to you. Find a girl, she'll dress you right. I'll tell you that. Number 2, wash your cars inside and out. Number 3, and I'm not going to get anybody's grill on this, but folks with beards versus folks without beards. You guys can buck the system all you want, and you guys can argue with me till the end of time about how much more masculine and mature you look, or how much more of a trend it could be or has been the last 10, 15 years. Or Fullerton, you can't grow a beard. That's why you don't grow one. Like I'll meet you all the way on that spectrum from petty to, you know, appropriate. I understand where you're coming from. Every single person will tell you. Every salesperson, every available metric and data will tell you a clean-shaven faced person is significantly more trustworthy than someone with a beard. In fact, in like 100 plus years, I heard this on a podcast interview, in 100 plus years, every president is clean shaven, every vice president is clean shaven, right? Except for, I think, JD Vance running right now. He's like the only person with a beard in the last, for real, 100 years and to hold the office of presidency, okay? You can fight it all you want. I'm just telling you, every banker I know, clean face. Every salesperson I know, clean face. Every CEO, other than like maybe some stubble, that like kind of like 5 o'clock manly looking shadow. Okay, that's fine. But for the most part, pretty clean face, right? Hate it or like it, not getting in your grill. You do whatever you want to do. I'm just trying to help you guys out with some suggestions to put you in the best place to win.
You're probably listening to this podcast because you want to get better at the business of lawn care. If you have made the decision to go all in, then the whole ball of wax at lawntrepreneur.academy.com is the fastest route to starting strong and putting your company in the best position for success. The whole ball of wax is everything Brian Fullerton offers, with a few exceptions, at less than half the price of purchasing every training course, program, and resource individually. When you purchase the whole ball of wax, not only do you get instant access to everything on the site, along with a one-on-one coaching call with Brian, you get lifetime updates to all courses, and when new programs come online, those are yours for free. Pause the podcast, go to lawntrepreneur.academy.com, click on the store tab, or use the link in the podcast description.
Last one I'll tell you, and I'm not going to go down the weeds with like earrings or studs or gauges or like nose rings, bro, like all that kind of stuff. Look, if you can't walk through a metal detector like at an airport, bro, like you might need to just do a little bit of introspection. And then people say, well, I don't know why I didn't get the bid. Maybe it has nothing to do with your number. Maybe that person doesn't like you, trust you, or see you as a professional when you're showing up with a ripped hoodie, destroyed Carhartts, brunt work boots with some duct tape on your front toe. No shade on brunt, I'm just saying, or your work boots, they got some duct tape on them. Then you got, nose gauge, ear gauge, and nose rings. Not getting in your shit, I'm just saying. And then you submit a quote and say, yeah, well, it was probably just the other guy, or they probably got a better price, or that lady just didn't like me. Well, she probably didn't like you. You just said it, bro. Like, I'm not here to get in your face. I'm just telling you, like, you want to put yourself in a position to win or not. If I can do something to put myself in a position to outbeat the other guy and edge him out by 0.5%, 1%, 5%, I will take every available advantage I can, right? So looking clean, being shaved, clean looking proposals. I mean, how many of you guys even said, I like the way your bids look compared to the competition, right? Just the way it looks feels better. And I like it. It's easy to read. It's easy to digest. It's very understandable. The payment terms, the pricing terms, it's all right in front of me. It's just a very clean quote. So if they're saying it's clean quote, and then you're going to say, well, I'm self-employed. I get to do what I want, and I'm going to allow to look however I want. And you want to look like, some gang member. That's fine, bro. That's your prerogative. And I'm sure in today's world with social media, you will be able to point out the needle in a haystack and say, well, that guy grew a $10 million roofing company and he was all tatted up. Yeah, but I guarantee you that guy probably wasn't the salesperson. He probably wasn't out front for the sales and marketing. He probably has a team that helped him do it. Just a hunch. What do I know? Okay. Last thing I want to share and present is, and again, well, if I'm already stepping on some toes, let's just step on all of them. The way you talk and the words you use, right? Like, let's just call a spade a spade. If you're cussing, if you have profanity, if you're saying like semi-racist things or stereotype things, or if you're saying, you're always sharing your political opinion, like on a customer estimate, right? Like all those things, I just hate to say it, they're going to work against you. You don't look and sound like a professional. And that's the big thing that we want to go for. I want you guys to think and evaluate +1. And I want to think, how can we project that +1? How can we appear to be that +1? Maybe you are faking it till you make it. Maybe your whole family swears like a sailor. And look, I don't even mind if you swear. literally no issue. I swear all the time. But not in front of customers. To my close friends, we'll cut up, have fun. I'll swear like a sailor like the rest of y'all, okay? But you have never seen a curse word on the entire Brian's Law Maintenance YouTube channel, 1,200 videos deep, 8 years. Even on the podcast, you're not gonna hear me frickety frack, totally muck it up, right? Because kids listen, you guys listen, and frankly, whether you like it or not, or you think about it or not, perception or not, it's just the reality. Like when somebody's fricking and fracking up a storm, you just go, man, like, if this guy's so awesome, like, can he articulate with better words than ones that are 4 or 5 lettered? Hate it or like it, it's just the truth, right? It's just reality. So all things being said, I'm not saying when you guys are in the truck, cutting up, you know, giving each other a hard time, you and your team members, your crew, like that's fine, dude, that's appropriate. But as a leader, right, as a leader, you're going to start probably realizing like those words have less and less value and you can be more articulated with better word choices. And I'll just tell you straight up, like you start doing a tailgate with you and 4 guys, you probably will mature and realize, hey, I need to use words and be a leader. I don't need to be swearing up a storm. If you're doing a company meeting in front of 20 folks and you're still swearing like a sailor, I will just tell you it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you as a leader, and people are not going to take you as serious. Unless that's your shtick, like Paver Pete and Gary Vee, those are the only 2 people that I know can get away with using the F word on stage repeatedly. Other than those 2, or maybe Andy Frisella, like that's his shtick, that's his brand. Other than those like 2 or 3 guys, I will encourage you to clean up your language. All right. I'm not getting on anybody's case or getting in your face. I'm just telling you guys what I've noticed successful people do, what I've noticed unsuccessful people do, and just trying to help you guys with very, very nominal investment or no investment here, right? This isn't like you have to go pay $5,000, $10,000 to go fix this stuff. It's just something to be more self-aware about. All right. Again, I've got a lot of work to do, a lot of room for improvement. I am trying to improve. I'll tell you guys straight up. I am trying to improve on all this stuff myself. I'm more vigilant and more hyper aware than ever because my team's growing, our company's growing. I'm in front of new clients, commercial clients regularly. I have kids now. For the love of God, if you have kids, you know. Your kids start repeating stuff at 18 months old, 2 years old, 3 years old. You're like, and they pick up stuff from other people, other friends, other people, you know, grandmas, grandparents. They're like, who said that? Who told you that? My daughter right now saying, it's not fair. And I'm thinking to myself, nobody in our house says it's not fair. That is a repertoire that'll never happen in my house. Say it's not fair because life is totally unfair. I'll give you 1,000 examples of life is unfair, but you'll never hear me say life isn't fair or be a victim of saying that statement or believing that statement. I'll just say, yeah, life's not fair. All right, I'm just going to work harder. I got to outdo something that somebody else isn't going to do. Outlast, outwork, out hustle, out believe, out faith, out give, out love somebody else, right? That's fair. But to say life isn't fair, I don't know where my daughter picked that up. So we're still trying to nip that one in the bud. But like your words have very, very big power and consequence, especially if you have kids, you know, right? So that's what I got for you guys on today's podcast. I don't want to really belabor a point. Just some things I'm thinking about as we kind of go into fall, maybe just a little checkup from the neck up. Again, I think this is very practical stuff that can help you guys grow a more successful business, lawn and landscape, or otherwise. And again, I just don't think it's really talked about enough in the marketplace, other than maybe like a Jordan Peterson type. You know, maybe I'll just land it with that. When I went to go see Jordan Peterson, I think 2 or 3 times now, both or 3 times invited by my friend Caleb Allman. Jordan Peterson plus is 2, right? He's on stage. So as a speaker, you should already be imagining being +1, but as a speaker, he pluses 2, right? He wears these crazy awesome suits, custom tailored. I'm sure they're $2 to $5, $10 each, right? I mean, he's just the hair, the makeup, the dude looks just phenomenal, right? Like on stage. Well, one thing I absolutely noticed when I was in, I think it was Tampa, Florida, and Caleb and I went to see Jordan Peterson. First time I've ever really heard the dude. I heard people talk about him for a year and a half, 2 years. But I'd never seen him or even really heard of him. But when I went to that event, I was in a t-shirt and khaki shorts and flip-flops. And I was on vacation, to be fair, so I didn't have any like quote-unquote nice clothes. Didn't even have like a polo with me. It was all t-shirt, sweater, weather down in Tampa. And when we went there, Caleb's in sneakers, blue jeans, and probably was like Caleb Almond or Almond Landscape, quarter zip pullover, right? And his yellow hat. And hopefully Caleb doesn't mind me sharing this and give us some latitude on this one. But like, I do know for a fact, when we went up to Detroit, Michigan, they came up to Detroit. Caleb and Brittany invited us up, and I don't even know what the tickets cost, probably a couple $100. Super grateful and thankful for their friendship, and they're bringing us up with them. But I will tell you 100%, when we saw them in Detroit, whether we knew to do it or not, or cognizant or not, we dressed up. I was in khaki pants, a quarter zip fleece pullover, and a button-down shirt, underneath, right? Looking smart casual, sharp casual. And I know Liz was dressed nice, but I'm not really good at describing females' clothes, so... But we were +1. And the only reason I say that is because when we went to Tampa, and I was in a t-shirt and khaki shorts, the whole freaking room, probably 6,000 people, I'm not even kidding, we're in suits and ties, suits and blazers. The ladies were in dress pants or dresses, sport coats, blazers, all this mess, like dresses. Like, they look nice, the guys look nice. And your boy here's in khaki shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops. And the kid sitting next to me is 19, college kid. I mean, college kid coming from money or not, who knows? But dude, let's just think stereotypical broke college kid. But he's in what could have been a couple $100 suit. Shout out to probably Men's Warehouse. Who knows? Who cares, right? Or off the rack at Kohl's. It doesn't matter. But he's got a white shirt, red tie. Dude looks like he's part of the Trump team, right? Like, just dressed up, looking fly. And I'm like actually embarrassed. Talk about like feeling underdressed. Talk about feeling inadequate. And I'm 10, 15 years this kid's senior, and I'm thinking to myself, yes, sir. Nice to meet you, sir. Yes, sir. Like, wow, what a paradigm shift. And some folks can say you're weeding too much into this Fullerton. You're just, this stuff really doesn't matter that much. After all, I've done pretty well for myself. Dude, congratulations on your microcosm of success. The rest of the world operates this way, whether you like it or not. Long term, you will lose if you continue to think that way. I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to help you out. Don't hate them, don't shoot the messenger, right? But the next time we came to an event, we +1, we looked good, we smelled good because we knew better, right? And so, God forbid you go into a company and the office manager says, hey, by the way, the decision maker is Tom. Tom's the CEO of the company. And you go meet Tom, who's in a suit, and you're in, like I said, your initially painted self-image of a ripped hoodie, ripped jeans, and boots, and he's looking you up and down, and you didn't know you're going to meet the CEO that day, but you're looking disheveled as hell. You didn't shave that day. After all, I'm self-employed. I don't worry about my guys, whether or not they shave or not. Bro, I get it. It's a whole other conversation for team members and crew members, but I hold my foremans to a higher account. You need to be looking clean. I don't care if you have a beard. It needs to be well-kempt, right? Clean clothes every day. Wash your freaking clothes. I give you enough shirts and uniforms to look clean. I don't want anything that you wore yesterday on you the next day. Like, my guys know this stuff. If you got an oily stained shirt, black mulch on the chest, throw it out. Here's a new $25 shirt. You got a hoodie with a ripped pocket, or snag something on the side from the trailer racks. Get it out. It's a $40 shirt, $40 hoodie. Life goes on. All right. But when we were at that Jordan Peterson event, I know what it's like to be the fish out of water, being underdressed and looking and feeling inadequate, right? You got enough on your mind trying to spar business-wise. The last thing you should be thinking about is, hey, did I take a little Listerine tab? Did I gel my hair? Did I shave today? Do I look semi-professionally dressed? Like, do I feel inadequate or adequate, right? Like, let's get to baseline. Let's get to ante. And then when we go there to spar and you're with the CEO and you're also the CEO of your company versus looking like a team member, now it's CEO on CEO, and then it just is going to come down to communication, negotiation, sales, and so much more, right? But at least you don't have to worry about how you dressed or how you pulled up to the site because your truck went down the dirt road for 3 weeks and it's been wet, rainy fall and your truck's all muddy and you look like crap and the CEO's peeking out the window before or the office manager peeks out their window from their office, suites. And they say, that's that muddy truck. That's who we're looking to hire, dripping mud all over our fresh asphalt. I just paid $18,000 to get the parking lot redone. Right? So they're little things, but they're little big things. All right. That's it. I'm not going to get in your grill any longer than that. A little bit different podcast today. It just had me thinking about a relevant topic because Liz and I went to the mall over the weekend, spent a couple of bucks, more than I ever thought for clothes. You know, I'm just like, dude, you know, I get free shirts and I'll buy a $40 hoodie at Kohl's. And I'm buying shirts that are $50 or $100 for a dress shirt and all this mess, or a jacket that's $200. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, hey, I'll get my Wranglers at Kohl's for $40. I will just tell you, Page jeans for $200 at Nordstrom look, feel, and present a lot better than your $30 Dickies from Walmart. Okay. And I'm not getting anybody's grill. I'm just telling you straight up. That's just what I want to encourage you guys to evaluate. And if it makes sense for you, do it. If it doesn't, no big deal, man. No sweat off my back, no sweat off of yours. And we can still be friends. All right. That's what I got for you guys on today's podcast. Hope you guys enjoy this. A little bit of a road show today. Got to go to the bank. And long story short, we'll see so many of you guys here up in Novi, Michigan, Friday, 5 to 7 for the little networking night, mixer night. It's going to be awesome. And then the main event is Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30. Cash at the door, $300 cash. I'm not giving you $3 back for singles for $297. Sorry. No small bills. We only work with 50s and hundos. Nah, I mean, just kidding. That was terrible. But anyway, $300 cash will get you in at the door. And we'd love to have you guys there if you guys want to do a last minute ticket and sign up and come up to LAL for Novi, Michigan, November 2nd here, Saturday. All right, over now, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll catch up with all you here on the next one.
Before you turn off the podcast, there are two things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Lawntrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.
Here's a recent episode of the Branded Bull podcast featuring Brian and Adam Fullerton. Make sure to subscribe today.
This is the Branded Bull Podcast, a show dedicated to helping take your business to the next level with winning marketing and branding tips and strategies built for today's competitive world. Ready for your business to make its mark and stand out from the competition? Let's get into it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Branded Bull podcast. Today, your host, Adam Fullerton, is taking the day off. Is he allowed to do that? Well, Adam, actually, and his beautiful wife, Sarah, my sister-in-law, they have a beautiful newborn baby that's just a couple of weeks old, little baby Kellen, and little dude is cute as a button, as you guys can imagine. So Adam asked if I could step on in here today and just host the podcast and maybe bring you guys a tip of the day or tip of the week to help you guys grow your business and to be more successful in marketing, branding, and your digital presence. One thing I'll just say is I absolutely love everything that Adam and Lauren are putting together with Branded Bull. I know if you guys have used their services before, you feel the exact same way. Their heart, their passion, their dedication, their attention to detail, I'm telling you guys, is second to none. And I say that not only as a friend to Lauren, a brother to Adam, but I say it as a paying customer as well, because Adam and Lauren built my website Brian's Law Maintenance or brianslm.com if you want to peep and check it out. They built that about 2 years ago now. And I'm telling you what, it is paying dividends like you can't imagine. And one thing that I really wanted to just talk about on today's podcast episode for just a couple of quick minutes is, will you make the investment to separate yourself from the competition in this economy, right? Because here's the deal. Let's just play devil's advocate for a quick second. Imagine out there for a second that everything that everyone's saying about the economy is true. What if things are slowing down? What if business, the gears, if you will, are gumming up and things are kind of creaking down, right? They're kind of slowing down. What if maybe there's not as much free money or disposable income or loose money or cheap money in the economy and in the marketplace? And that has a lot of people looking left, looking right, and trying to figure out, well, we don't want to go backwards with our company, with our revenue. We don't want to go backwards with our business. We need to make sure that we're not only growing, but where are we going to be making investments over the next 6, 12, 18, 24, 36 months? That if the economy is slowing down, it doesn't slow down for us, or it doesn't slow down as much for us. So here's what I wanted to propose for just a quick second today is Adam and Lauren spend an enormous amount of time talking about the fact that they do branding, SEO, and websites. And maybe you guys are brand new listening to the show, or maybe you listen to the show for an episode or two. You're just learning from all the tips and tricks that Adam is pouring out to you guys. And I know his passion is in this podcast. You can hear it with his excitement in the voice that he delivers every time with the podcast. He would go for hours. I told him, bro, cut it off at 5-7 minutes. Like, people can only take so much yelling, you know what I'm saying? But imagine this. They talk all day about marketing and branding, but how many of us have yet to pick up the phone or yet actually sat down in front of the computer and did a little bit of an audit or checklist about what our website and our digital presence looks like? And frankly, here's my agenda, if you will, on this episode. I want you guys to give Adam and Lauren a call. Seriously, can I just be honest with you? Well, can I just actually just let you guys know transparently? I would love if you guys gave Adam and Lauren a call, because I care about you. Because I actually think if you're trying to differentiate yourself from the competition, we have to reevaluate why we do what we do and how we're doing what we're doing. Here's just the harsh truth, maybe for some of you guys out there. If you haven't updated your website in the last 5 years, really the last 24 months maybe, but if you haven't updated your messaging, your branding, your website, how can you expect in this economy to continue to get work when everybody else is going to do everything that it takes to position themselves as the market leader in what you guys do, your respective industry, if they're making the investment to make sure that they get the call, but you have yet to make the decision or made the investment to make sure that you get the call? Let me explain. If you got company A yourself, and we've always done it this way, we're not here to drop $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 on a new branding package or website package or a couple $100 a month on SEO. But somebody else does, for whatever reason. They're younger, they're more zealous, they just had a good sale, so they had some good profit, or maybe they're just reprioritizing their budget and they want to make an investment into a new website or to refresh their branding or maybe update their logo so it looks modern, clean, sleek, slick, techie, whatever your approach is, right? But they're on it. Company B is on it, and company A is old hat. And let's say the marketplace is the same, but people are more comparing and cross-comparing notes. And now, instead of them just picking up the phone and calling your company, company A, now they're also calling company B. Or number two, maybe they're a little bit more smart. Maybe they're a little bit more choosy. Maybe they're doing a little bit more due diligence behind the scenes. And they say company A looks pretty good, but company B looks great, right? Because company B in the last 12, 18 months went and designed a great quality website, updated it. It looks modern for 2024, 2025. It doesn't look like something that Adam jokes about a lot of times on his podcast, that it was put together in 1999 or 2004, right? So here's the deal. If the economy is slowing down and people are sharpening the pencil and they are shopping around, this is an opportunity for you to get more business, right? That's just how I see it. In my own company, I run a lawn and landscape company up here in Detroit, Michigan. I'm getting more calls than ever. Two reasons. One, because we actually, as Adam calls it, bought a lottery ticket. You can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket. We actually bought a website, shocker. And then number two, more people than ever, the clients, the customers, are shopping around, comparing quotes, and looking for new providers that are getting lazy, that are not delivering on what they originally promised. Maybe the prices are bloated. Maybe they want to shop around for a better quality product or service. And so they're picking up the phone more than ever because they need to save some money because nobody's impervious to the greater macro economy in this example. So they have to do their due diligence and shop around. So why not shop around with me? Why not shop around with you? So in reality, and I'm not just saying it to position it this way, I'm just telling you how I see it. As somebody who's been in business for 2 decades with a traditional brick and mortar business, lawn and landscape company in Southeast Michigan, I'm getting more calls than ever because I bought a quality website, made that investment, and people are shopping more than ever for a quality price and a quality product. And that's the same opportunity you guys have if, as Adam says, you buy a lottery ticket, you have a great website, and B, your clients are looking to save some time, save some money, have fewer hassles and less stress. Who doesn't that sound like in the marketplace today? I know it does for me, not only as a business owner, but as a paying customer. Here's the bottom line. I just want to approach it a little bit different way. I don't have a huge skin in the game here if you guys call Adam and Lauren for a new website, but I do care passionately that you guys succeed in business. And the best thing that somebody taught me a long time ago was business owners don't spend money, they invest money. And a quality investment for a couple $1,000 to get a new website or an updated website or an updated branding package or an updated logo, an updated SEO is the best thing you can do in an economy like this. Last thing I'll say, how many of you guys have ever heard people say things like, the biggest businesses and the fastest growing businesses grew in a down economy? I used to hear that stuff all the time from all the great sales gurus out there, from all the great leadership coaches and gurus out there, all the great self-help books off the shelf at Barnes & Noble. And I always wondered why. But here's why. Because the best companies know to invest when everybody else is pulling back. Right? They know to double down on their marketing, double down on their training of their people, to double down on sales calls, to double down on their marketing efforts. Right? And they know that if they can get the phone to ring now, that they will take market share and they will become leaders in their local market and leaders in their industry because customers more than ever are open to a second look. But you got to make sure, here's my last thing I'll say, you have to make sure that that second look and who they're looking for looks right, looks good. And they know within 3 to 4 or 5 seconds or less when they visit your website or your piece of marketing and branding that you're their guy. Now, I'll tell you honestly, I'm not that good. I don't know how to do that. That's why I rely on Adam and Lauren with Branded Bull. If you can do that for yourself, dude, high five. I love you. Let's go. But if you need help integrating, you need help connecting the dots, I highly encourage you to pick up the phone and go with Adam and Lauren. You will not find, in my opinion, you will not find a more dedicated group than Branded Bull, Adam and Lauren, the rest of their team, the passion, the focus, the attention to detail, the strategy that they have. I know it to be true because when I had options, I called Adam and Lauren, and I'm so glad I did. And I know that you will as well. Can I just be honest and just level with you guys? That's my call to action today. Don't just hear. Don't just listen. Action. Let's take action on what we're hearing today. Pick up the phone, give them a shout. They don't bite. Adam and Lauren, they don't bite. They're some of the best out there, most personable people out there. I might be a little bit more in your face. Maybe that's the older brother part talking. Adam's a better listener, and I know that they can help you guys out with whatever you need. Make sure that you guys are positioning yourself in this down economy, quote unquote, to make sure that you are riding high and that you get those phone calls to grow your business. All right. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys listening in. Make sure you guys hit a subscribe. Make sure you guys hit a follow. Follow the Branded Bull podcast. New episodes every Tuesday here. And don't forget to check out everything that Adam and Lauren have to offer at brandedbull.com. Click the submission form. Fill out the quick questionnaire. I know Adam and Lauren will be all over it and to get right back with you. And it doesn't have to be the 6-month long process to get out front, guys. They can help you out in the next 2 weeks or the next 30 days. All right? Let's capitalize on this down economy and make sure that you guys are winning big. And then you guys have a great story to tell, and we'll go get your testimony on the podcast here in the next year or two. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Have a great rest of the day, and we will catch up with all of you guys here on the next one.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Branded Bull Podcast, the podcast dedicated to giving you expert advice and actionable ideas so that your business can make its mark and stand out from the competition. Like what you heard in today's show? Visit brandedbull.com to see how we can help you achieve your marketing and branding goals. Also, please consider leaving a 5-star review. And again, thanks for listening.